All right. I am leaving the school with my truck driver certification. It's official. Now, got to go start getting serious with some of these jobs that I've been applying to. I'm excited for this new chapter, baby. You know, it's been real.
What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? This your boy Eric coming back again with my second video. I'm finally a CDL holder. I got my license. I got that knocked out. That was a year-long process of me going through this whole thing with trying to find the school that I want to go to, getting into the program, getting it paid for. I actually got it paid for 100% without me coming out of my pocket, so I'm excited about that, and I'll be more than happy to share that information with you. But also, I found me a job, and I think this is going to work out for me until, you know, I decide to move on and do bigger and better things. But definitely I want to kind of give y'all a backstory on what it took for me to get to this point, some of the challenges that I faced, and what helped me make a decision on where I'm at and what I was going to do as far as the school and everything. So definitely got that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so last year I decided that I was ready for a change in career. I decided that I wanted to leave the current industry that I was in and do something new and different. At the time when I left my job, I didn't know what exactly it was that I wanted to do. I tossed around so many different ideas. I thought about going into real estate. I thought about doing something with property preservation and so many other little things. But after talking to so many people in transportation and logistics, I decided that that was the industry that I wanted to go into. At one point, I even thought about doing brokering, but I figured that trucking is definitely more the lane that I wanted to focus on right now, and eventually, who knows what it'll turn into. But before that, like I said, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I decided that I wanted to go to trucking, and you know, it took me a while to get in school because at first I live in Jacksonville, Florida. We got J-Tech driving school, which I didn't even realize we even had at the time. I was focused on Roadmaster and FSCJ, and then we got another one, National Trucking School. Neither one of those schools actually offer a manual transmission. However, J-Tech offered a manual transmission, and I actually wanted to learn on a manual transmission. So it actually worked out in my favor that I eventually found out about them. But I only found out about them through another resource when I started, you know, a few people that I knew was talking about Career Source would actually pay for the my tuition. So I finally reached out to one of the ladies over at Career Source, and because I reached out to her, she told me all the schools that they work with, and I found out that that J-Tech was one of them. Called them up, and for the longest, I couldn't even get in school because either they were booked up or you know, I just couldn't get in for whatever reason. I reached out to the lady over at J-Tech, and I was able to get an immediate class start date, so I went with them. Come to find out, they offered a manual transmission, and it was the only school in the area that offered that, so it actually worked out in my favor. But yes, like I said, Career Source actually took care of the tuition. It was a pretty easy process. They go through like your income, your family situation. They want to make sure that you are able to take care of your bills while you're going through school. They ask you a few questions to make sure you're a good fit for the program. And once they determine that you'll actually fit within their program, then they kind of put you through some more questioning and things like that. They put you through like a process to qualify you to make sure that you'll work. But definitely worked out for me in my favor. I was able to get the scholarship. It took care of my whole tuition. And one thing that I found out, and I asked multiple times, is I asked the ladies at the school that will I be able to get tuition reimbursement? Because that, I mean, and you would think that you wouldn't be able to because you didn't pay out of pocket, but I definitely confirmed that, and they even said that I'll be able to get tuition reimbursement. So I'm getting $6,000 back that I didn't even pay out of my pocket. So definitely excited about that. Again, I'm in Jacksonville, Florida. So anybody who wants information about J-Tech, I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you might have. Feel free to put some comments down below. I'll be sure to go through them and answer any questions that I see. And also, I plan on putting a video together about J-Tech, a video review of what I think about them. I think it's a great school, so look forward to seeing that soon. One thing I did mention to y'all is that I found a job, and I just want to kind of share with y'all who I went with. I end up going with Swift. After so many decisions to be made as far as companies, there's so many companies out there hiring right now, so many companies offering so many different things. I decided on going with Swift because of their diverse lines of work that they offer. They also, being that they're a mega carrier, they have, it's easier to kind of transition from one line to the next. If I want to go into intermodal, or if I want to go into flatbed, or some of the other lines that they have a lot of different lines of work that I can go into. And also, they actually pay pretty decent. I live in the Jacksonville, Florida area. They have intermodal here, and that's actually what I wanted to go with, but they said I had to put in some time first. So I had to do, 30, 60, 90 days. Who knows what it'll end up being. They'll tell you one thing. But, being that I have the option to be able to transition to intermodal, I think that is something that definitely appealed to me, to where I'll be able to have more home time. That's one of the things that I definitely wanted to try to get, is home time. There's a lot of companies out there hiring right now, but there are some things that kind of hindered me, because I have actually 2 tickets on my license, which a lot of companies, that's they'll kind of bypass you. So, being that I had the couple infractions, Swift picked me right up. Actually, Snyder picked me up. Davis Express picked me up. Several companies picked me up, but being that, like I said, Swift had more of what I wanted. Also, Snyder did too, but there was also something that I didn't agree with that they wanted me to do, that I just decided that they weren't going to work for me either. So Swift is who I went with, and I'm going to put together also orientation video. I actually went to orientation this past Monday, and that process went pretty smoothly. I want to give y'all all the information about what the orientation process went like. Definitely a lot of videos, a lot of paperwork to sign. I was going sleeping, I ain't even gonna lie. But lo and behold, I like what they had to offer. Definitely, they sold me on the company when I got there. So I think it's a possibility that I can actually stay with them for a while until I actually become an owner operator. That's what I like to do. I don't want to get to a job and start bouncing around from place to place. I want to find a job that I think will work for me. As long as the company is treating me right and I feel like they are doing me right, then I'll stay with them. I'm not one to bounce around from job to job. I'll actually stay with the company. And it sounds like that they have that to offer. I'll see when I get there. And like I said, during these next weeks of training, I'm going to document what I think so far. I'm going to give y'all some insight on what the training is like, what it's like being out on the road with your driver, with the person that's your mentor. How much driving you'll be doing during training. Where are some of the places that you're going to be going? Some of your sleeping accommodations, things like that. I want to make sure that I do as much as possible is sharing that information, so y'all will have a clear insight on what to expect when y'all decide to come on with Swift. But definitely, I'm excited about who I'm with, and I just want to take y'all on this journey over the next few months. I want to share with y'all all the information that I have, and like I said, if y'all got any questions, y'all got anything that y'all want to know about the company, please feel free to reach out to me. This is what I'm doing this for. I'm doing this to help as many people. Hopefully, I can help somebody make a decision on if this company will work for them. So that's what it is. Until next time, I'll see y'all later.